Human body is a kind of machine, isn't it? We do a lot of activities daily. Studying, working, playing, running, traveling, eating, and even sleeping. Our heart beats all the time to pump the blood. Our lungs expand and contract to breathe. Our kidneys keep on filtering out the waste products from the blood and body. So to do all these activities, our body needs energy. And from where do we get this energy? I hope you must have guessed it. We get the energy from the food we eat. Okay, so this means that the food we eat, it contains a lot of nutrients and a lot of energy. But the question arises over here. How is the energy stored in the food released to be used by the body? Now, you must be knowing that during the process of breathing, we take in air. Oxygen, it is taken in, while carbon dioxide, it is released out of the body during breathing. So the oxygen, it is then circulated to all the cells of the body. And the food, that is glucose, it is broken down in the cells with the help of oxygen. So this means that the food, it is broken down in each and every cell of a human body. With the help of who? With the help of oxygen. And where does exactly this process is taking place? In which part of the cell? Nothing but the powerhouse, that is the mitochondria. So here the process in which the food, it is broken down in the cells to release energy, it is known as cellular respiration. Cellular respiration, it is also known as internal respiration. And in other words, we can say that it is the process of oxidation of glucose in the cell with the release of energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate or ATP, along with carbon dioxide and water. Now over here, you can see that I have mentioned a word adenosine triphosphate. Now what does that mean? So adenosine triphosphate or ATP, it is the principal molecule for storing and transferring energy in the cells. So it is often referred to as the energy currency of the cell, and hence any activity inside the cell, it is carried out by the release of energy by these ATP molecules.
Okay, so by now we have understood that cellular respiration occurs when oxygen is available to the cells. But have you ever wondered what will happen if no or very little oxygen is available to the cells? Will the process of cellular respiration stop? Here the answer is no. The process of cellular respiration won't stop. And why is it so? Because there are two types of respiration which takes place in the cells. One occurs in the presence of oxygen, while the other occurs in the absence of oxygen. So what are those two types of respiration? Those are nothing but aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So what is this aerobic respiration? It is the process of breakdown of glucose in the presence of oxygen. So this means that here the oxygen, it is utilized by the cells of the body to break down the glucose molecules and to release energy. Whereas anaerobic respiration is the process of breakdown of food, that is glucose, in the absence of oxygen. So here, anaerobic respiration does not utilize oxygen. The glucose, it is partially broken down to release energy. Okay, so by now you must have understood that all the living cells throughout the life, they perform aerobic respiration by utilizing oxygen to break down the food and get energy. Now, in case of aerobic respiration, glucose, it is completely oxidized into carbon dioxide, water, and energy. And what happens with the excess of energy? The excess of energy, of course, it gets stored in the cells in the form of ATP. So here is the following general equation which represents the aerobic respiration. So here you can see that when 6 molecules of oxygen, it gets combined with glucose, that is C6H12O6. That leads to the production of carbon dioxide, that is 6 molecules of CO2 plus 6 molecules of H2O, that is water, and energy. And of course, the energy, it is stored in the form of adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so have you ever experienced pain in your arms or legs after exercising or playing a particular sports for a long time? I hope your answer is yes. See, because when we exercise, our body experiences a temporary deficiency of oxygen, and the muscle cells of our body, they begin to undergo anaerobic respiration to provide energy to the body. And this leads to the production and accumulation of lactic acid, which leads to muscle cramps and pains in the body. Hence, we can say that anaerobic respiration, it occurs in the absence of oxygen, where the food molecules, they are partially broken down into lactic acid along with carbon dioxide, and energy is released. Now, the major difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration with respect to the release of energy, it is that when the animals, they undergo anaerobic respiration, energy given out, it is very less, that is only 2 ATP molecules. Whereas when an organism undergoes aerobic respiration, it releases enough energy to produce up to 38 ATP molecules. Hence, we can say that aerobic respiration, it releases much more energy than anaerobic respiration. Just like the animals, anaerobic respiration is usually seen in most bacteria, intestinal worms, and parasites. Now, since we have discussed about the respiration in animals, do you think so that plants also respire like them? Do the plants require a constant supply of energy? And are they undergoing the 2 types of respiration process like the animals do? Think over it, and I'll be back with my next video on respiration in plants. Till then, keep learning, keep teaching, and keep enjoying. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Learn to Teach.